What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Yo Baggy. In this video, I'm just going over a trade recap throughout the whole week, right? Just giving out value, giving out free gems, basically around my strategy, what I've shown in my journal, right? Just showing the trades I took and just show what I could have done better. Just basically running down the trade recap of all last week, plus my strategy within the video itself that you can probably catch on, right? And I hope that you guys enjoy. It's a little longer video than usual, but I gotta post out this content. I gotta be consistent. I am gonna hop on a call with somebody, but that call is gonna be in tomorrow's video, just so you guys can, right, just worrying about the strategy, worrying about my thought process and how I'm looking at each trade in order to help you guys as a trader. If you guys are trying to get connected, right, join the Discord. Down the link, down in the description, all for free ski, right? Just add me, DM me, and I got you, right? Stay up and stay blessed. I hope you guys enjoyed the video.
My bad. I already had things marked up right now because I thought I was recording. Right, this is my first time on OBS right now, getting everything raw, getting my voice in sync and everything. So I'm gonna just start back from scratch. Take two. Right. So don't mind the red lines. Those are just me breaking up each day. Usually when I'm entering the charts, I want to start on the daily. And bro, to find my bias, I look at the previous day. What did previous day do, right? So on Monday, Friday closed out bearish, so I was looking for shorts. That was my bias, looking in for shorts. But remember, that's the long term. Remember, that's a whole daily time frame, right? It's gonna close. It's gonna take the whole day to close. So I can always switch up my bias. I can always have that in the back of my head, right? In this case, I like to look at some 4-hour highs and 4-hour lows. So in this case, I marked out these 4-hour highs that price probably would want to take out as another confluence as a liquidity, because higher time frame liquidity is good because price usually scoop that up and we're usually catching a whole move as a swing trader, which I am, right? So I could have probably marked out here at these lows here as well, just so I can see the range, I can see what it's playing with, see what we could do for the whole week. Um, I scaled down into a 1 hour, right? I remember this candle like crazy. We could look back at my trade. We could look at back at my journal, so you won't think I'm BSing you. I have the picture and everything what I did. But in this one, I probably would have took a long, right? Why? Because these Asian lows right here, we want to have these Asian lows. Don't forget this day because this is a whole new day, twin, whole new day. But we're looking at these Asian lows right here to these lefts, right? So we had this liquidity right here that we're probably aiming for. We kind of closed above these Asia highs, and plus this is a 4-hour gap. A 4-hour gap is basically a fair value gap, right? That we want price to come and fill before it's go up higher, right? So that's why I wanted to respect as a confluence, right? Mind you, I do trade like 9:30 to 11 o'clock, so my trading day would have ended right here. But price moved too fast that I didn't take this trade at all, right? Didn't take it at all. But just say if you waited in order to take it, right? Price came back into this imbalance, right? Came back in, Denver would have tapped you in depending on where you at, and then you probably would have stomped out TP, right? Taking these longs. Even though my initial move was bearish, you see that is a fall off. You could have found a trade within these bears, right? You can still catch this imbalanced move for a little bit for a price to come and dump in what you did, which was bearish, right? Even you can pull out your fib tool for you to have these confluences. Let me change that back into the continuation area, right from this low to these highs as well before getting swept out here. You can also use this as a confluence here as well. So if you got in the 382, these are the confluences that I love to use every single day, right? I'm using the 38.20 as a continuation for market to still push up, or in this case, short term bullish for it to push back up. I have this imbalance, meaning that 1, 2, 3 candlesticks are playing with, and then I have a 4-hour gap as safety. So I have three confluences stacking on top of each other. So this is a high probability for longs. Let's see in my journal if I took longs for this day. Did I even take it? Right here, boom, price went up. This is exactly what I said. This 3820 area that I probably want, let's say 42,000. Let's round up 42,735, right? Yeah, 42. I was down by 100 points, so I probably wanted price to come down right here. This is probably one of my initial points. And plus, it still played out perfectly. We still took those longs, but I understood that in these conditions, no trade I missed a trade idea. I never came back to the 4-hour gap to get me in and ran all already to the previous day highs, which is very important, right? This was the previous day highs, which was those 4-hour liquidities that you guys seen price take out, and then it freaking dumped, right? These are things that I'm taking every single day. This is why you need a journal. This is for you to have proof, for you guys to see, right? So let's look at the next day, right? We would have took a W on this day. So let's look at Tuesday. I didn't trade Tuesday. right? I didn't trade Tuesday, or actually I did. I took a W, right? Let's see. Let's look at this daily. Look at this daily. So Monday closed bearish. Monday closed bullish. So obviously, I want the next day, Tuesday, the day I trade, to be bullish, right? So if you scale down to a 4 hour, let's look at this 4 hour right here. This is Tuesday in this section. We already traded Monday. Let's trade Tuesday. And let's look at and find this 6 o'clock candle, which is very important. So in this 6 o'clock candle, we wanted this 4 hour gap. I know this for a fact. I probably waited for a 4 hour gap. I'm kind of 9 out of 10 confident, right? We scale down to 1 hour, see if we see any gaps right here. We do have some highs right here that you guys can mark out as liquidity for price as target points, right? Liquidity, boom. Have a stop loss, not a stop loss. I'm tripping, my bad. Liquidity here as Asia lows too. I'm saying, bro, if you guys worry about Asia highs or lows, bro, you can use those to anticipate where price is going on top of previous day highs and lows, bro. Golden, right? So in this case, this was 10 o'clock, so I believe so. I scaled down to a 30-minute to see where the trade was, and I believe I took the trade around this area, right? So in this case, let's go to the continuation, marked up here, 382 area. I don't like this range just because it's so higher. It's a little bit higher, and we can even change this to a 50% range just to see where price wants to go. Um, let's see. Hold on, I want to change that to 50%. All right, this was more ideal of a trade to take because you're filling an imbalance plus a 50% range and sitting on a 4 hour gap, which would have been a high probability trade for take these long. So we would have had a 50-point stop loss, right? 50-point stop would have been almost edged, right? Target of 2, target of 2. And that would have been smooth. We probably would have broke even, right? We probably would have broke even right here because it probably would have tapped me in. Break even right here as well. If you guys look at this, boom, almost there. Yeah, I would have been broke even, came back in, and then yeah, I don't know how these markets were moving at the time, right? Remember, I'm only trading from 9:30 to 11, right? So I probably would have chased, damn near took this trade that it was fluctuating, came back in, tap in, and then ran out these highs or potentially these highs that was sitting right here as well too, right? So let's look at the trade. Let's go Wednesday. Boom. I think that's exactly what I did. I waited. This was around 9:30. I'm gonna start doing the time more. Right, price came in, tapped in here, and continued to ran off. And I know for a fact I took off early because it was these Tokyo highs I was concerned about. Plus, we had a 4 hour gap that was a little bearish, and I was concerned that price was going to take out here because it had some more safety net for price to go and tank lower. Right, so I did take out on the liquidity. And then price continued to run up higher into this 4 hour gap and then eventually dropped, right? So reason why I don't take out early due to this, I'm not mad, but I did break my rules. Once I put a trade on, I want to accept the trade regardless. I took out early because my account was in drawdown for last week, so I wanted to break even for the week. All good. I live and learn, and it's always another day to trade. So that was my thought process of everything, right? So we would have took a dub, right? Or we did take a dub, right? And price continued to push, and yeah. So Wednesday, I definitely don't trade, but which is good. It's not journaled. Both of these days aren't journaled. I'm not going over Thursday because it was a holiday and market crashed anyways, right? Right? Yeah, it's just been an L month so far, bro. Really L month, right? That's probably one of my worst months that I have so far this month, but it's okay. You're gonna have worse days. Let's go back. Let's go to Wednesday. So I didn't trade this day, so it's gonna be something new for me and you both, right? So yesterday or Tuesday it closed bearish, so I'm looking for sales in this case. So let's look for these sales. So we had these 18, boom, 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 6 o'clock, right? We want to worry about this 6 o'clock. We do have this gap right here as well, a 4 hour gap that we could probably play out in order for it to anticipate to take out, right? For it to fill in my bad, not take out. I'm a little bit tired. Up 24 hours, right? Gotta take a nap after this video before I head back to work, right? For it to come and fluctuate and for it to take out these lows. That's what I wanted for this 10 o'clock candle there, but I felt like it didn't, right? I didn't even trade this day. Didn't even do it at all, right? My bad. Right. This is going to be a little longer video, but I hope you guys get the recap of everything of how I'm doing and how I'm breaking it down, right? So if you guys look in this case, if you guys look here at 9 o'clock, price came in here, tapped into this 4 hour gap, and it just continued to ran, right? So this could have been an ideal trade because it's a higher time frame that it's respecting, right? You could take this off of a 1 hour, or you can even scale down to a 30 minutes so you get more confluences, which I which is tough, right? Because you have an imbalance that you could have took out this 4 hour gap for you to feel right, right? For you to feel safe. I probably would have spammed my stop loss to like 70, right? Just because it would have been too tight for price to probably come up, take me out, and then potentially run these lows. But you could just see right when 9:30 hit, market came, tapped into that 4 hour gap and just dumped. It just dumped, took out these liquidity. Once it took out this liquidity, it started to run up for Juneteenth, and then it crashed, right? uh, which it dumped again on Friday, right? Which is cool. Which is cool. Which is cool. So this was Thursday. Oh, this was Thursday. I'm tripping. We just traded Wednesday. This is Thursday. Oh, that's the back of the neck, right? Back of the neck. Back of the neck. But yeah, I know this for a fact. It dumped for Juneteenth because a lot of things was going on. And in this case, I know I tried to take a long and I was BSing, but let's go on Friday, right? Friday it closed out bearish, so I was looking for sales, but in my case, I was looking for longs. I'm gonna be honest with you. Price shot up. I wanted to retest, and it didn't. So at the time, it was this 4 hour gap that price was respecting like crazy, right? Look at this 1 hour right here that price wanted to respect. If you look at this candle, this 11 o'clock candle, this is the time I should have been patient. I was not patient, and it would have played out. If you look at it, boom, you scale down, would have had a 50-point stop loss, would have been fine, right? I'm not trading on a 1 hour, but I'm just giving you example. Price would have came and ran, right? Ran would have respect this 4 hour gap. Let's scale down to a 30 minute, right? It was coming down in order to fill this gap here as well, right? So you got a 4 hour gap, and I guaranteed you it respects a 50-point range, right? Right? It was in this counter raise, so it would have been easy for price to come, take this, and I would have been done. But in my journal, I for surely took a loss right here as well, right? It was this 4 hour gap. Like I said, I should have waited, but I took this imbalance instead, wanted to go out, and I got stumped out, right? That's what I'm saying. You have to be patient. You got to understand that your system over time will slowly build itself, but you have to go through these things. Like I'm still tweaking out my system, but my strategy is in fine print, but my system overall needs to get better. But yeah, this is the video of the day, just a recap of what I'm going. This is what it is as a trader, bro. Like this right here, I basically ran down the strat that I'm going through a daily from my daily bias, 4 hour gaps basically. It's just a gap that price wants to fill in, and then to continue it, that it most likely get respected. I use 4 hour and 1 hour liquidity as for price to go, right? As a sign or as a range where price can go throughout the whole week. And I'm taking my trade on the 30 minute. And it's simple as that. If you look at it, and I'm telling you, these ranges right here on this 4 hour twin, right? I marked out these highs and these lows of last week. And if you look at it, of last week we took out this liquidity, right? We took out all this liquidity, and guess what? We just dumped all week, all dumped. Took out this liquidity and it ran up. So you know what I'm about to do for this week is I'm gonna mark out these highs, I'm gonna mark out these lows, and it looked like we swept here, we tapped in. We're probably most likely looking bullish for next week, right? For it to push up, take out these highs, probably Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We probably may dump. It's a lot of things that's going on in the market. I'm telling you, it don't matter what time frame you're trading on, these markets are going to show its hand. Right, but that's the video for today. I hope that you guys like it. I probably might put in the call that I'm hopping in with bro in tomorrow's video, just because this is a longer video. But hey, do what y'all please, do what y'all want. But hey, it's your boy again. I'm a 22-year-old day trader documenting his journey. I hope that you guys are taking value and free game for this video. I'm dropping gems. Comment down below. Right, join the Discord, join the print team if you guys want to get these one-on-one calls with me all for free. Y'all stay up, y'all stay blessed.